Mic check. Shalom. We want to start off, of course, give all honor and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. I want to start our apostles and our elders, a great millstone, who rule well, teach well, and sound doctrine, being a great example to the ministry and the body of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, strong shalom, to the hopeful elect, making their call and election sure, proving their worth, you know what I'm saying, and staying diligent in these test of times, man. It's a lot of prophecy unfolding. A lot of things we need to be watching, a lot of things we need to be circumspect on. As Sleazy E makes his move, he's getting more antsy about his decisions, because he has a short time. When anybody that know they got a short time to do anything, they make sure other things is done, regardless if it's sloppy, regardless if it's, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember I was at my job and Shalom, how about you? HAQADASH. I remember I was at my job and they had the service and shit was down, so I couldn't get no customers and shit. So I hit up my supervisor. I was like, "Yo, I gotta go to another store, man. This shit, it's not working." I get there, it was already 5 o'clock. I'm off at 6, but I got 6 sales in an hour because I had to make haste, by any means. So that's how Esau is moving, by any means, because he got to make haste. He's going to do whatever he has to do, whether it's becoming a martyr, you know what I'm saying? Because we all know that's in the scripture. Yeah, go ahead.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
Whoa, death, destruction, right? Death, destruction is coming because he has a short time. See, the world think it's gonna be just this one. I talked to this dude in the store the other day. He's like, yeah, because he used to be in the military. He was like, yeah, he started talking about Sleepy Joe. He started talking about DJ Trump, and he he started going in, but he was like, yeah, it's over with. He started going to the scriptures, talking about Revelations and all that. But then he was like, yeah, the Antichrist is about to emerge. So the world is waiting for this just one Antichrist to emerge, and he's gonna have 666 painted on his forehead. Have vampire teeth. That's what the world is waiting for, because that's the picture they painted, man. Real quick, this is Revelations chapter 18 and 24. I'm gonna start at 23. It says, in the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were thy great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. So I'm gonna stop right there. All nations deceived by her sorceries, man. Esau has put sorcery on the whole entire earth. So that's why you follow their agenda. Like put the diaper on your face. That's a ritual. You go get Vanessa, and eventually you're gonna take Marcus. Keep it. Hey, what they say? They keep it in the family, right? You got a quick one.
This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup.
Babylon. Where's modern day Babylon? You ask a regular a Christian or in a church, because we the real Christians. But you ask one who practiced the religion of Christianity, they're gonna tell you that Babylon was destroyed. Babylon is modern day Iraq. It's never been destroyed, right? It still exists to this very day. Okay, so when you go into these prophecies, it says, read it one more time.
Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken.
That made all the earth drunken, right? Go ahead.
The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
So therefore, the nations are mad because why? The whole world is deceived by this bitch, man. Okay, this bitch she put that red dress on. She did her hair. She put her makeup on. Right? She looked good. So get that Revelation 17:5. You about to say something?
Hey, Khan, the linebacker, what the brother was saying, like, it's all sorcery and witchcraft to hide up the ugly part. She got on a red dress, but it's covering up stretch marks. She got on lipsticks, but she covering up her herpes. You know what I'm saying? If you got eyes to see and ears to hear, and that's why the world was mad when they received her wine, which is her wisdom, her philosophies, her doctrines, because it's contrary to YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. But they present it in a different way, like where it's a delicacy, just like they do with shrimp, crab, lobster, pork.
Right.
They don't tell you, oh, this is an abomination. They say, ooh, this is filet mignon wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, because guess what? Fucking what? 100 years ago, they was feeding you niggas what, crab and what's that, crab and stuff, because as a means of degrading your character and your heritage, man.
Showing that they know.
Showing that they know. That's why they would shave your beard. But that goes back to the sorceries and things that they would push on the people. All the kid TV shows. All right, my daughter can't watch a goddamn show without it having a penis on a beard on beard or tit on tit. You know, mad confusion. Babylon, mad confusion means confusion, man. Well,
This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, and abominations of the earth.
Right.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of YAHWASHI.
Hold on, with the blood of the saints. All right, hold on real quick. This is Revelation 18:24. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that was slain upon the earth. Right, this war is talking about America, man. Okay, everybody comes here for education, right? Everybody comes here and they take off their garments, right? Their royal garments that they have in their culture. They come over here and they come into these meetings and they wear what upholds to America, man. Right? You don't go overseas to go to school. You come here to get the education that they had. I went to college, man. We brothers went to college. And then when you go in my rib, she had a science major dealing with dealing with medical biology and all that. What they make her take? They made her take a art history class. My major was art. They made her take an art history class. And what was the first? Why did they make her take an art history class if her major is dealing with science, man? Because they have to indoctrinate you. They have to continue to what? Program your mind, man. Come on. So they have to continue to program you through their witchcraft and their sorceries. They have to continue to educate you, which is why when we speak on certain things, they take the videos down, right? You can't even tell a brother turmeric helps you with this or that before they take the video down. Come on, brother. You know what I'm saying? So they made her take art history class, and the first thing they teach you in these art history classes is the Renaissance period, right? The moment they came back into power, man. Right, the iconoclasm, the moment they whitewashed all the images and all that, the only people they start off with is the Egyptians. So this is a part of his witchcraft and sorcery, man. He pushes philosophies and his doctrines onto the people to continue to help for his agenda, man. Come on, bro. Read that.
Revelation chapter 17 and verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon.
Right, it was a mystery, right? It was a mystery. You know, nobody knew that this bitch that we see was the one that everybody was sleeping with, man. You know, it was a mystery, man. But now everything is coming to fruition. Now you got all the countries and all the nations, they all building what? Nuclear weapons. Then you got all the nations, because who the only one that had nuclear warheads? America. So now everybody like, hold on, man. You know, so everybody's emerging and get ready to fulfill those prophecies that the Lord has said against this horde, man. You got it.
It says Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So just like brothers alluded to, you know, just like how everybody comes to America to fulfill their wealth, America sets the standard for wickedness, you know, i.e., not i.e., the person in charge of America is Esau Edom, you know, the elite working behind the scenes, showing the Psalm 64, Psalm 83.
What's the you know what the IMF is? Y'all brothers know what the IMF is? The International Monetary Fund. Yup. And where's that located at? In Washington, D.C. In America. You know? So this is the horror that everybody deals with, man. This is the one everybody's in bed with. But eventually, you know what I'm saying? You don't deal with that horse for so long, man. To the point that you're like, man, she washed up, man. She ain't got nothing she can give me no more, man. So that's how the nations feel. Right? You got it.
Verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahawashi. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Yeah, so now, because she looked good, man. Okay, just because, what you say the other day, just because it ain't good, what you
Everything
say?
that glitter ain't gold.
Everything that glitter ain't gold, man. Just because she look good don't mean you sleep with her. There's stages and there's rules and regulations. There's order. Okay, you got it.
It says, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel?
Right.
I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her.
Right, because when you break that word mystery, Babylon, mother of harlots, when you break that down in the Hebrew, it links up with the number of the beast, 666. Right, so she's it shows exactly who she is. Matter of fact, go ahead with that. You get Revelation 13 and yo, kind of spirit. Where's what? You said you get the start at 16.
Oh, I was gonna go to.
Yeah, I was gonna jump up because I'm in 13. I'm in 13 too. Where you want to start at?
I was just going how they wandered after.
Yep.
Revelation 13, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as they were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
Yeah, because that was around, what year was that? 1453, I believe. That was around 1453. So what it say? It said they wonder after the beast, right? And then then you have something called the EEC, the European Economic Committee, right? That's what it was called before it changed its name. And then that was breaking it down from the Treaty of Rome. All right, it was man, I'm paying attention now, man. Yeah, so that was what I say. Oh yeah. So that was from the Treaty of Rome. And then what he said? He said, and they worshiped the dragon, and which gave power into the beast. Right? That's you can link that up with Daniel 7. Matter of fact, you can grab it. Yeah, Daniel 7, in verse 7. It says, and they worship the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him. Right? Because at the time America had they had set a standard up just like they always had when dealing with going back to the Greek Empire with Alexander the Great, you know, when the Romans emerged, they set up a standard, and that standard was their military. And they would go into different countries. Right? Matter of fact, it says First Maccabees that when evils multiplied on the earth, and the earth was silent. Okay, it said the earth was silent before them because he would conquer lands through his military, through his blessing. Right? You got a precept?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 25, verse 7. Yep. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. Yeah, because that's why these people wander after the beast, because they got a veil over their eyes and they don't understand what they're looking at. They think that what they're looking at is pure gold, when in all actuality, you know, it's like the brother's been going into a watered down, you know, society, man. It's a pure wickedness, you know, that ultimately is the ways of death. There's a way that's seeming right unto a man, but the end of are the ways of death, and that's because of this covering cast.
It's locking while we on the example before. Cool movie to watch. You got some spare time, the education of Sonny Liston. And basically, long story short, you know, these dudes was in a gang and they was all taking turns on the chick. There was about 15 dudes. When it came to dude 16, she like, I'm tired. So I don't want to do this no more. So you in that mindset of chasing that golden cup that he thought Edom has to offer, you just like dude number 15, you like, you know, you think this is it. Like, I'm gonna get this nut off and I'm gonna be cool. When all actuality, you know, this place is going down. So by the time you get your lips ready, you pull the condom out, it's like, I'm tired, I'm ready to go home. And look up with Joel 20, you know, that planted a new world order. And what's talking his nut off?
What's the nut off? Yeah. You got the what? Shit. You got people trying to build up their businesses and You know, I mean, which is cool to have a little, get your money, but they trying to establish something where they got like a 10-year plan, a 5-year plan. They trying to
commit fornication.
yeah, they trying to.
That's what it is. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. So you basically pervert your lifestyle in order to prosper in this society. You willing to compromise your morals and your benefits. You know what I'm saying?
What is it?
They trying to get Esau wealth, you know. They trying to, in their mind, they like, shit, Esau set up they generations for years and years to come. Like, they wealthy, they not rich. I want that.
But that's against what you got right now. Go to Isaiah 14 and like 20 go where it's like 22, 23 something, 24 probably, where it says prepare slaughter for his children. Because that's against the scripture. Right? Real quick.
Isaiah. Chapter 14, and verse 22.
Yeah.
And it says, "For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, said the Lord.
Right.
I will also make it a possession for the veteran and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the blossom of destruction, said the Lord of hosts."
Besom.
Yeah, God, besom of destruction, said the Lord of hosts.
That's that destroying wind, man. The Lord is going to destroy America with that destroying wind. Go ahead.
It says, "The Lord of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purposed, so shall it stand, that I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains, tread underfoot."
America, they got many names. They are also known as the Syrians, but they're linking it up too with Israel. America and Israel are cousins. They go hand in hand. Go you gotta I think it's what you see prepare slaughter. I think it's a verse 421, bro. It's 21.
Yeah,
right.
It says, "Prepare slaughter for his children,
right,
for the iniquity of their fathers,
right,
that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities."
So if the Lord wants us to prepare slaughter, if the Lord wants us to prepare slaughter for his children so that they do not rise, why is Jake in their mindset think that they're gonna have a 5-year type of business or establishing something in this man's kingdom? The Lord told us to prepare slaughter for his children that they do not rise, or nor possess the world with cities. You know what I'm saying? So if the Lord got a plan out for Edom, why the fuck do Jake they can align themselves with that? That's why the Lord told you in Isaiah 65 that he has numbered you with the sword. Because you're thinking like a beast. A beast don't have no moral code. They just hump, sleep, and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't have really no structure. They got structure within their world, but they don't have structure. They don't have the same capacity like a human or like like a human being or one who walks, amongst them. You know? Well,
Real quick, since I quoted it, this is Job chapter 20, and I started at 22.
Still got Daniel 7.
Right. This is, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly,"
when he's about to fulfill his belly, you know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord is allowing him to, that's pride. So if I got something going on, I'm like, yes, it's going right. Like me, I'm making a sale. The customer going with it. We getting all the way to the signature part, and then then they say, I got to think about it. What the, you know what I'm saying? But my whole mind is like, I'm proud because I'm like, I know I got their ass. You know what I'm saying? They about to do it. You know, he's about to fulfill his. He think he's going to fulfill his belly when he's full. Okay, go ahead.
"When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating."
While he's eating, meaning that the Lord is going to allow that thing, y'all, if y'all don't understand what we're talking about, that thing to flourish at a certain level. Like Apostle Tahar said, he said, the Lord is not going to allow that thing to be on the earth for 10+ years. He's not going to allow people to walk around with that thing in their hand or in their mind for 10+ years. So he's gonna, when he think he's gonna fulfill his belly, where he can conquer the whole world and have him at a certain state, the Lord is gonna rain down upon him, man. Right? Go ahead.
What verse? It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bolt of steel shall strike him through.
Yeah, what's the iron weapon?
Listen. Oh, never, Salaki, that's what the he gonna be in the bunkers when he's fleeing from the iron. I'm tripping. Salaki. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So he's not escaping the nuclear thermonuclear missiles. And then, the people do survive in the bunker. That Jeremiah, that's when the fishes turn into hunters, and they gonna bring them out of them bunkers. They get a first class ticket to slavery.
Yeah, they said he should not escape, right? You got something?
Yeah. This is Psalms 37, verse 7. Rest in YAHWASHI and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way. And that's what our people do, man. They fret themselves because they see Esau prospering, man. They go back to Psalm 73. I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. It says, fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. And that's what Esau is doing, man. And in these times now, he's bringing those wicked devices, those evil plots and plans to pass. And you got some Israelites that are now starting to get weak in the faith, but we got to remain strong and founded upon that rock. This is Psalms 21, verse 11. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. If we can keep that in our mind, that they're not going to be able to perform this, then there's really nothing to fear. They got a plan. They got a plan for destruction. They got a plan for genocide, but they're not going to be able to perform it. The Lord said that they will not be able to perform it. It tells you that also in Job.
This is the book of Jeremiah.
Job 5.
This is the book of Jeremiah. Chapter 30 and verse 23.
This one in Job 22.
And it says, behold, the whirlwind.
Job 22. Go ahead.
It says, behold, the whirlwind of the Lord Yahweh shall go forth with fire. And continue a continual whirlwind.
Right.
It shall fall with
and that whirlwind is talking about the chariots. That whirlwind come with fire.
It said it shall fall with pain. It said it shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked.
It's gonna fall with pain upon the head of the wicked.
Yeah, thus with violence shall Babylon, that great city, be thrown down.
Hey, the Lord not playing, man. He made up a finish up.
And it says, the fierce anger of the Lord shall not return.
It shall not return, right?
Until he have done it. Until he have performed the intents of his heart.
The intents of his mind.
In the latter days he shall consider it.
Right.
They said the fierce anger shall not return, meaning the Lord's anger is not going to be appeased.
Right.
When you angry, you gotta let it out. And if you don't let it out, then it's just gonna build and build and build. It's not gonna return. So the Lord gonna let it out. Job, say Job 5 and 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Yeah, their hands represent their power. Their power structure is not gonna be able to perform their enterprise, which is their new world order. It says in 13, he taketh and the new world order consists of a world without the Israelites. And that's what they're not going to be able to perform, because the Lord said you can't wipe Israel out, man. If the sun is still there and the moon is still there and the depths of the sea have not been searched out and the stars of heaven have not been searched out, then you can't cancel out Israel, man.
Right, and that's why the Georgia Guidestones is really for you Israelites. Right, because he know you are the sand of the sea. You know what I'm saying? He trying to look, what he trying to do? Put a number on you, as they always have.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's why these scientists are going to the extreme lengths that they're going to, trying to literally measure the depth of the ocean and see how far we are from the stars.
That's the only reason why they dabble so deep into mathematics, because they think that it's a formula to figure out how big the universe is. There ain't no fucking formula, nigga. The Lord ain't give you enough numbers to figure it out, man. There ain't enough numbers in the world to measure the creation.
That's why we really talk about.
And that's your pride.
The distance of the sun.
Yeah, because they did some type of math problem. See, they always go back to the math. Well, if this times, squared e plus 17 divided by x. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that mixing letters and numbers, man. I failed that shit. I failed that shit bad.
Then they go into the body and try to put names on the organs and stuff into the body. They're trying to name the Lord's creation. They're trying to.
Yeah, the Lord. Hey, he didn't even say YAHWASHI did that. YAHWASHI named the animals, the fishes, the fowls, the trees, the plants, but he didn't name. It didn't say he named the inner parts of the body. Right. You know, which they probably all got a name according to YAHWASHI, but it wasn't given right now.
So in other words, anatomy and physiology is some kind of man-made.
No, science exists. But Esau use it on the left hand side. On the left hand side. I did a lesson on it a long time ago. Science goes into the study of truth.
Yeah, science means to know.
So you know what I'm saying. So the brother, the elder YAHAWAH, Alabama, he was going into that one time, dealing with the science of the Lord. It inspired the lesson I did. So yeah, but no, they just use it on the left hand side. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, science falsely so called.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a precept to back up what you said. Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is Psalms chapter 33, verse 10. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect.
Yeah, because the New World Order is you got the elites amongst the East Indians, the elites amongst the Chinese. They're all a part of that. Tell you that in Psalm 83. So they're all a part of this New World Order. That's why Psalms 2. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? These nations, they want to eliminate Israel, man. That their name be no more in the earth. See, us forgetting who we were, that's not good enough. They want to exterminate us. So they ain't got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a worry to them now. We waking up, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I thought we was cool. I thought we was in the clear. Now they're like, no, we got to take it a step further. We got to establish this new world order and eliminate them.
And one more. Verse 11. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever. The thoughts of his heart.
Like it. He always tried to do that. When he was Cain, he said, you know, he slew his brother. When he was Esau, or when he came on the scene as Esau, he said, when Isaac, you know, go to sleep, I will kill my brother Jacob. You know, so he always had his agenda to slay his brother, man, from the foundations of the earth, man. Perpetual hatred. That's why the Lord said he got a perpetual hatred against you, man. You got it.
Psalms 33 and 11. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever. The thoughts of his heart to all generations. So the plan of the Lord is stronger than Esau's plan, because Yahawah, you know, which means he is in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, or he exists, he's outside of time.
Esau's in the Lord plan.
Yeah.
You don't even know you playing into the plan, brother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My Edomite brother.
Real talk, man. I did a lesson on that.
My own mother's son who slanders me. This is 2 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babbling and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Right. So, you know, go back to Esau and his science, because that's how he's able to debunk YAHWASHI is through his science. That's how we know that it's false science. That's right. That's the only way he can attempt to create the illusion that he's debunking the Lord is by his science and his mathematics. You know what I'm saying?
That's part of his nakedness being exposed too, because when it's all said and done, Esau is a slithery serpent. You can't trust a damn thing he says, because the whole premise of science is theory. Let me elaborate.
His
pseudoscience, right? It's theory. So like that's they what's the word I'm looking for? That's their security net. So just in case something's wrong, well, in the scientific method, you have to leave room in your abstract for what could have possibly went wrong and blah blah blah. So basically, what you're saying is you account for 99.99999 things that happen on the earth. But what about the 0.0001%? That's Yahawah. That's YAHWASHI. You devils won't give him credit.
So it's all.
You know what I'm saying? As far as the example.
But like the scriptures say in Job 24 and many other places, he said he's a thief. He's a robber. So since the thief and the robber kills and destroys, so with him being a thief, he's not original. He's a vagabond. He's a fugitive. He's not original. He's always on the run. You got to go from one thing to the next thing. He's not satisfied. He kills and he steals other things, and he tried to make it his own, right? So he stole all these concepts, like the Big Bang Theory. That Big Bang Theory came from the Egyptians, okay, on some homo shit. But he took the concept and he said, "Yo, this is what it is," because he took everything that seemed God or godlike or power, and he made it make it seem like he came up with it, man.
This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 3. And he cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Right, so that's talking about these so-called white people who was pushed up in the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia, you know, for that time of 1,000 years. But now that 1,000 years has been fulfilled, they've been loosed to deceive the nation. That's their power, is in deception. That's what they do. They deceive with numbers and statistics. And go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 6. And it says, howbeit we speak wisdom among them that like it. Verse 4. It says, and my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the spirit of power and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of YAHWASHI. Howbeit we speak wisdom.
That's because because the Lord said the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High.
Right.
Because the wisdom of this world has been given over into an artificial version of the true wisdom. Artificial light. That's why he says
Given into the hands of the wicked.
Exactly.
It goes on to say, howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world. Right. You know, so the princes of this world is telling you that you got to take
got that right here.
God, go ahead.
2 Corinthians 4 and 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world, or the prince of this world, as Yahawashi called him, it says, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, should shine unto them. Right. Yeah, so the prince of this world, the God of this world, he blinded the minds of the people into believing in the wisdom of this world. But we hold fast to the wisdom of the scriptures.
It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Right. So, you know, hey, what he covered it with? It's pseudoscience. You know what I mean? It's Jesus Christ.
It's Jesus juice.
Right. It says, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not,
who are the judges? The saints, the prophets, okay, the YAHWASHI, okay, the angels, okay, he covered the judges, okay, and he made himself to be the judge, okay. So the first thing, it's all witchcraft, like we've been going into, because when you think of judge, you think of Esau. When you think of God, you think of Edomite. When you think of authority, you think of an Edomite. That's him setting himself up. Above that which is called power.
Right, so 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 6. Finishing off, it says, howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. Because Yahawashi, all of that wisdom, that calculation that you think the sun is far and the galaxy is this big, all of that is going to come to naught. Because the scriptures say, no eye have seen, nor ear heard. You know what I mean? Paraphrasing what the Lord has. So that's none of your business, man. You know, that's what the Lord's children. You know? So that's beautiful that you brought that up. Because any person with logic, like, why does that even matter? But it matters because what the brother Yaquan brought out earlier, because that's one of the ways that you know, this devil is going to try to steal back his birthright. Because according to tradition, it was supposed to be his, but to the will of YAHWASHI, you know, that birthright belonged to Israel. It mattered to Esau because he got that covetous spirit. He going Jacob.
Right. Real quick, Revelation 13, jump it down to 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Right. As a matter of fact, it's American. You got two horns to the two sides of the two wings of the eagle.
Democrat, Republican, which comes from the plebeians and the patricians.
Right.
You know, and then Democrat, everything right. That's what you said. And then everything that this devil do, he do it in duality. Because why? He's mimicking the Most High. Right. The Most High move in duality. So everything Esau knew he gonna give you an option.
Which is why you got the Baphomet with the half boy, half girl type thing. Yeah, you got the boy on one side.
Yeah, but that's all wickedness. The Lord don't deal like that. You know what I'm saying? He take duality to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? But what I was gonna say is like, oh, you could take the thing, or you could get weekly tests. You see?
What'd you say?
You could take the thing, or you could just get a test every week, or every twice a week. It's that they always come with an option for you to make it seem like you got a choice. You don't have a choice. The choice is the microchip. That's it. That's what it's all leading to. But he's gonna give you duality up until they present it to you.
To the point that it's like there's no choice,
right? Because the people they've been picking their own way. So then they like, well, shit, I'm gonna just keep picking the lesser of two evils. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Esau do.
Choice. Right? Yeah.
That's why it's important to understand regeneration, because these are the same devils who besieged Jerusalem. They didn't come in guns blazing. You know, you're gonna do this or you're gonna die. They cut off the export and imports. They got closer and closer and closer and closer until you got weak until they took over.
What it say? What's the scripture say? It say the way which seemeth right unto a man. What's the paraphrasing?
Yeah, there is a way that seems right unto a man.
You just quoted it. Oh, that's the spirit. Yeah. Read that real quick. Hey, can you get that first Maccabees?
Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. And it says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. The word was in his heart.
Right.
His words were soft and oil.
Right.
Yet were they drawn swords.
That's the spirit, cause that's what I call it.
Meaning the words that he was speaking, he was really waging war. It was all a war tactic. What's that? First Maccabees 1. They tell you that. Right, okay, can I read that?
This is First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 30. And spake peaceful words unto them, but all was deceit.
So the peaceable words is really a war tactic. We go in here, we say what they want to hear, we make certain agreements and treaties. You know what I'm saying? So they let their guard down. And once we see their swords is tucked away, then we smite the city at night.
Right. And we got that.
That's the same thing. Ain't nothing wrong with that though, because that's war. That's war. Like when you I think it was Genesis 30 something, when Dinah got raped by the Hamite, and we didn't marry the Hamites, so that was a major problem. But what we do, we made peace with them. We said, you know what? Look, you guys want to marry our daughters, you have to circumcise all your sons.
Right.
Circumcise all your sons, you can marry our daughters. The night they circumcised all their sons in the city, and they were sore, we smoked the city. We killed every last one of them niggas. You know? And that's how you get down. That's how we get down, man.
Because Esau learned his ways from the Most High.
Right.
It's just wicked, so it's just extreme and shit.
Right. And there wasn't nothing wrong with what took place. You know? Yeah. I think it was Simeon and Benjamin that.
And that's too harsh though. We read stories like that. Like it's not not Jacob. These Christians act like that's not in the scriptures. Right. That's what the Most High do.
Lesson on that. Yeah.
That's heavy, man.
Graphic Bible history.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Added to my series.
Yeah, that's heavy. Oh, I'm gonna jump on that with you, bro. That's heavy, man.
Yeah.
You know.
First Maccabees 1 and 30. And spake peaceful words unto them, but all was deceit. But when they had given him credence,
still got that peaceable words, but all was deceit. Because war is in his heart, man. He don't know no other way. That's his blessing. The Lord said, "You should by your sword you should live." That was YAHWASHI in the spirit. He blessed him. He blessed Esau with that blessing, man. That's attached to his nature, his character, man.
Yeah, by death he shall live.
By death he shall live. Right? Go ahead.
He is as death.
But when they had given him credence, he felt
whoa. When they gave him what?
Credence.
Yeah. When they gave him access, when they trusted him, when they let their guard down, when they said he could come to the cookout.
You
know what I'm saying? He cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're always saying somebody can come to the cookout.
What?
It says he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it.
Hey, hold on. What is like? It said he fell suddenly. Soon as there was an acceptance, he acted, man. You know? That's how he moved, man. When he came up against the Gadites, my people, man, what? Boom. As soon as they gave him acceptance, he moved. You know? They taught him their ways, and and then he acted, man. Because he's never has your best interest at heart, man. You got it?
He fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. And when he had taken the spoil of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side.
Once he's done doing one, you know, he get up through. That's what he did again. Right, that's right. Right, kind. It's, I think it's like, one more, is it, you want that? Did I say on that? Read that again. Yeah, read that one more time.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth.
Start up a little. Start at 20.
Verse 18. He have delivered my, verse 19. YAHWASHI shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Salah, because they have no changes. Therefore they fear not YAHWASHI. He have put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Right, you know, and because Gad, Reuben, all the 10 tribes, they was over here, you know, they was at peace with Esau. They didn't want no trouble, you know. But Esau had that Gatling gun, you know, and he had that blessing, and it was his time. And it was our time to go down because of our idolatry. What did I say? A troop shall overcome him back. He shall probably was that Genesis.
To say he have broken his covenant. Right, so Esau is looking to break his. And we see that today with these different laws, second amendment, all this crap.
Yeah, we got a shit in place, but you ain't got freedom of speech. They take the videos down, freely speaking. This nigga's a goddamn hypocrite, man. It's no truth in him, bro. He hold the weapon of truth, the only powerful thing in this world right now. He holds it in the air and he holds it there like it's his. But he can't relate to it, man. You know, he can't relate to it.
It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yeah, we're just gonna come. I got my cousin, I got my brother. You know what I'm saying? I just got one more boat coming. You know, we are, you know, one of our boats was shipwrecked. You know, we just looking for some food. You know, teach us your ways so that we can survive. That's how he came to the Gadites. Please show us how to fish so that and hunt, not knowing that they are hunters. Teach us how to hunt so that we can survive. You know, we see you have a different connection. Show us your ways. And then they took that and boom, the rest is history. Go ahead, all right.
It says his words. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah, you know, this word is mass. You know, a couple months, everything will be back to normal. You know, oh man, the numbers are still going up. Everybody got on masks. Everybody in the house, the numbers are still going up. Shit, you know what? We got this shot for you. Take this thing. You know, just drink this juice. You know what I'm saying? Everything go back to normal. You take the juice, now you got the shakes. You know, you drinking the juice, and now you know what I'm saying? Now you all right. I was saying, yeah. Now you got to get a booster shot. You know what I'm saying?
And now they saying that every 6 months you got to get that booster shot, or that every 6 months it wears off. Now you got to get a third one. Now you got to get a fourth.
Yeah, until before you know it, people gonna start dropping dead. Then they gonna say, well, "Damn, it must be a new variant."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they say the people that got the new variant is everybody that got the juice. So is the variant in the juice? Right. How is it that all the people that got the variant got the juice?
Yep.
So they injected you. Esau tell you that. Ain't that a part of his science? That's a part of his genius. Oh, we gonna give you the sickness in small doses so you can develop. That sounds like some bullshit to me. Why the fuck would you? I'm gonna give you a small dose of AIDS so that we can cure your AIDS. Yeah, man, they call it. That's what they call it. Falsely so called.
Yeah, but you can naturally counteract. What you need Esau's counteracting for?
Hey, you want to be healed? Go on a fast. Fast for 2 weeks.
Body naturally heals itself.
Fast for 2 weeks and just drink water.
And he know that because he used just live faith. That's all you are. It's live faith. You know what I'm saying? The Ak posted GMS Daily Agape Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man.
Somebody get that. Somebody go to Sirach 10. This Genesis 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
Troop shall overcome him. Go ahead.
But he shall overcome at the last.
Why? Because we're going to get the victory. It's already promised. He started trying to rewrite history and shit. No matter what you niggas do, you cannot. Malachi 3 and 6. The Lord changed not, therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. If the Lord switched up just anything, don't you know that the Lord is subject to his own word? That's why when we give his word back to him, man. Lord, you said you would do this if this happened. Lord, you said you would do that. All the prophets did it because he's subject to his own word. You see, because he would never go against his word. That's what your word makes everything. Your word is all you got.
Yeah, he said he have exalted his word above all his name.
Exactly, bro.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
You see? So what do woe mean? Do woe mean God bless America? Or do woe mean death and destruction to this place?
You know, he built this town with blood. So we gonna get it back in blood. You know? I know you Israelites know about that.
I got that too.
Those who are killed with the sword to be killed with.
Yeah, Nahum 3:1. It says, woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery.
See?
And the prey departed not.
The prey departed not. So somebody here is being preyed upon. Who's being preyed upon in this land, man? You know, Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. You know?
You know, yeah, so they eliminating the history out of the school books. You know, every time we bring up something relative to their past that really shines a light on their wickedness, like that was so long ago. Or we've changed, we evolved since then. We've created this PC culture. It's all oneness. Everybody come together. No, fuck that. I mean, excuse my language. Forget that, man.
Yeah, kind. It says the noise of, because why? Because they are who they were in the past life, man. They're regenerated, man. You know?
Well, they benefiting off of what took place back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got this book.
Right.
It's called How White Folks Got So Rich, man. You know what I'm saying? This book got a lot of evidence, which we already knew, but it goes into detail about how you devils got what you got, you know, and how you maintain what you got. Yeah, kind. I'm going to read one excerpt. Okay. Oh, yeah, kind.
Yeah, kind. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so y'all can get that off Amazon. It's like $10, $9. But I'm going to read page 1. I'm going to just read this excerpt. There's so much in here. But it says, a century and a half after the end of legal slavery, white households in the United States are worth $144,200. That's the average white household, 144,000. It says almost 13 times the wealth of black households at 11,200. The average black household is 11,200, and really less than that. It says nearly 40% of quote unquote black families have zero or negative net worth. Okay. And I know some listeners is in that 40%, zero net worth, man, paycheck to paycheck. It says even high income blacks have assets of only 18,000, while middle income whites have 74,000 in assets. Over the last 30 years, the average wealth of white families has grown by 84%, a rate 3 times the growth of black wealth. So even to this day, they still multiplying their wealth, man. You know, and they got richer within the past 30 years, you know, than the previous 50. So what are they doing now to continuously oppress you? You know?
I mean, the story dealing with the electric bills, every person I talk to that's a Jake be on PIP or heat, some type of government assistant, man. Because you watch them so much that you had Jake depend on you for help to the point they don't pray, they don't seek the Lord, you know, in truth and sincerity, because they lean on you. You're their God, man.
I got one more excerpt. This page 10, it says the fact is that since the end of legalized slavery, whites have cunningly employed every mechanism of government, religion, and private enterprise to specifically to hamstring black prospects for success. And some of America's institutionalized injustices were devilishly ingenuous. All sectors of American society harmonized to institute a series of affirmative action initiatives that gave white people exclusive material advantages, and none have anything whatsoever to do with either merit or hard work. So basically saying that they set up their own nation in certain positions, regardless of them working hard or having the proper credentials. It says by gangster force, Esau is a gangster. It says by gangster force and wildly deceit, white whites aggressively sabotage black advancement. They employ domestic terrorism in form of lynching and mob violence while simultaneously crafting policies. Through his policies, he shall cause craft. It says crafting policies and laws to give themselves a vast assortment of privileges. You see, through his policies, they give themselves a vast assortment of privileges, such as preferences, incentives, subsidies, tax breaks, grants, awards, discounts, exemptions, credits, quotas, deductions, and countless other benefits. You niggas not getting these things, man. You're not getting tax breaks. You're not getting incentives and subsidies and grants because you're Edomite. Right. You think Edomites going to certain banks and institutions and they get deals that you never heard, that never hit your ears because you're not an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? Like these Chinese people, they go into Case Western damn near for free because of a bill that either George Bush or Barack Obama had made with China. Certain things you don't get because you're not of these nations. That's why we say the Lord dealing with nations. These people on this earth is dealing with nations. You know what I'm saying? Only our people think that it's a mixing pot and everybody, we all just equal and everybody get the same opportunities and benefits.
They Babylonians, man.
Right.
And that's when the Lord, see, Esau get it from the Lord though, because the Lord's going to deal like that with Israel, man. The secrets and the mysteries he's given to his men, or Yashala, man. And we're not going to tell the nations everything. They're not going to be able to participate in certain things. That's where Esau get it from, man. You know, he's trying to be like the Most High. He's trying to be like the people of the Most High, because that's the only power on the earth, the only true power. Why you? Yeah, he made himself an Egyptian and all these different nations. But what source and what thing that he portrays himself to be that only have true power, which is a Jew? He calls himself a Jew because he know that that's the only true essence to life. Go ahead, because read that verse. Yeah, Daniel 8:24. Yep.
The book of Daniel.
Look at the verse, yep.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 24.
And this is talking about Antiochus IV. Right?
And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power.
And we read that the history on that when the first Maccabees, right?
And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
Who's the holy people? Israel, Yashala, right? Go ahead.
And through his policy. Also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hands.
Exactly. And all this came about by his what? His policy, his rules and regulations, his legislation, and all this shit he set up.
And craft is another word for deceit.
Right.
And he shall,
the same going back to the Garden of Eden.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
How you destroy somebody with peace, man? God. Because you give them a treaty, and then 2 weeks later you break the treaty. You smite the city at night. You burn the whole town down, man. And you keep doing that hundreds and thousands of times over and over and over again until you conquer the land that's 5,000 miles long and 3,000 miles wide, man. That's what this. You know how fucking demented you gotta be. How a heavy spirit of Satan has to be on you to just continuously fight like that, man, till you conquer the whole land, man.
And that's how you do. The Lord said he's gonna
since that was not hated blood, man. The Lord, you gotta love blood to roll like that, man.
Yeah, the Lord said he's gonna perform the intention of his heart. The Lord put that on you because he meant you. He meant you to. Yeah, he meant for you to be who you are. That's how you like what y'all say. He said, you gotta be in a cold spirit. When we take those babies and dash them to the stones, you gotta be in a cold spirit to do something like that.
And why we gonna do that? Because Esau did that to us.
Exactly, bro.
That's documented history, man.
Greater powers
you
behind
took
that.
the Northern Kingdom babies and you dashed them against the rocks, man.
You
That's
fed our
documented.
babies to the alligators, man. You know, you fed them to the alligators like they was fucking a piece of bread, man. You know, Jake talking about forgive and forget. Talking about forgive your neighbor. That's applying to Israelites, man. Because the Lord didn't forgive the Edomites. Right. So what the fuck are you talking about forgive an Edomite for?
Yeah, the Lord, when he was on the cross, when he was on the cross and the Jews were mocking him, he said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Yep. He didn't say, when he wasn't talking about the Romans.
Yep, there it is.
This Ezekiel 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Yasharallah by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Most High, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Hey, so the Lord gonna do away with you, man. He gonna do it, the line of confusion shall be drawn upon this place, man. You know, complete utter destruction. Go ahead, bro. Purge, man.
Hey, that's why the Lord. Hey, that's why the Lord said. I mean, that's why he had Esau do what he did with the venison, or when he was dealing with the pottage. You know what I'm saying? And, he's a man of blood, man. He's always been a man of blood, man. He pursued blood, man. He's the vampire. That's where you get the concept of a vampire from. Esau's a vampire, man. Right? Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, vampires come out at night.
Vampires dwell in darkness.
Yep.
That's what we got told to
Esau dwell in darkness.
Yep. Go ahead. Yep. That's right. A bat. You know what I'm saying?
Gargoyles and shit.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's why Esau put gargoyles on his buildings.
Because he look up to these type of demonic creatures.
Yep.
It says, this book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11, because we have to give, right? It says, thus saith the Lord, Yahawah, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4th, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Right.
It says, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, time and time again. Esau, Cain, right? It says,
hey, you know, Jake in the world, they'll clown a nigga if you know, the gangsters and shit, like, oh, somebody killed your bro, you ain't slide on him, you know what I'm saying? You ain't get back, you ain't spin the block, you know what I'm saying? So you think Yahawah gonna allow his son to get slaughtered and slain, and he not gonna get it back, you know what I'm saying?
Recompense. That's true revelation. Look at that.
What type of plane that is? That might be a military.
Let's go, man.
That look like a drone set on that bitch. Oh, the air show. Yeah.
Oh, man. Shit, that's still the spirit.
Yeah, I was say it's still spiritual. Go ahead, bro.
Hey. Yeah, man. Right.
We're in heaven.
Yep. They're gonna try. Hey, we were saying that's true. That's true reparations, man. The Lord said in Isaiah 47, "I would not meet thee as a man." That's what the brother was quoting, man. You know. So the Lord not coming back here, play around and tiptoe through the tulips and, you know what I'm saying, drink Kool-Aid with you and shit. Like, no. The Lord is coming back with vengeance, a man of war. You know, what it say, Wisdom Solomon 18? What it say in Wisdom Solomon 18? He said he leaped down into the land of destruction, right? When he was dealing with Egypt before, he hopped off his royal throne. It's the same thing, man. He said this new deliverance is going to be greater than the old deliverance, man.
2 Ezra 13, man. Hey, man, it's going to be so fucking epic how y'all try to come back and start winning.
And we talk like this. They act like we saying something wrong. Nigga, you want this shit to happen. You want the Lord to bust the sky open and you see a fleet of chariots of angels with angelic power and they destroying everything wicked on the earth. You want that to happen. When we say this to Jake, they act like there's a problem. They act like they say you homophobic. Yeah, nigga, put this nigga down, bro. Put him down, bro. The Lord ain't dealing with that. Why? Because it's contrary to the Lord. So we want to move like that. We want everything that's contrary to the Lord to be purged. That's why we feel the way we feel when we go off.
Yeah, this place vanity, man. It's vanity. Shit like this air show. Like Esau just do shit for no reason.
Yeah, bro. You have an air show for us so you can
do circles and shit. Possibly kill yourself.
Yeah.
They say he that loves danger shall fall therein.
Man. But you got something still?
Yeah, come on. What you got?
Well, hold on. Finish the damn. Yeah, I just right. Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay, Book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
By peace shall destroy many, right? Go ahead.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
Right. On a historical level, it's talking about the Maccabees brothers, but in the spiritual sense, it's talking about who? Yahawashi. Right. Go ahead. Because the prince of princes is Yahawashi,
And what, like the brother said, Esau's going to try to stand up against Yahawashi, but he's going to be broken without hands.
That's the second
Second 13. Right.
He said through his policy.
And the verse 26, chapter 8. And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true.
Oh, that's it. That's it on that. That's it on that. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll read that real quick.
This is book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 34, verse 18. He that sacrifices a thing wrongfully got.
Right, because he always sacrificed a thing wrongfully gotten. He don't know a righteous sacrifice or a righteous offering. Going back to Cain and so forth. Right, go ahead.
It says, wrongfully gotten, his offering is ridiculous.
Right, his offering is ridiculous. Right, go ahead.
And the gifts of unjust men are not accepted.
Right, go ahead, because he's the unjust man. Right, go ahead.
The Most High is not pleased with the offering of the wicked.
He's not pleased with the offering of the wicked, man. Go ahead.
And it says, hey, real quick, because it's going to say the Lord have a sacrifice of Bosra. So you hesitating to give the Lord your fullness, the fullness of your offering, but the Lord going to take it anyway. It says,
and the sacrifice in Basra is the people. Okay, this system. Okay, this beast.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead.
It says, his offering is ridiculous.
And that shows you how great the beast is, because he was wounded, but he was healed. Okay, to fulfill other prophecies. And but the Lord, that's how much the Lord hates you, because he intended for you to be in such a state to the point that it seemed like you were untouchable. But only the one that can bring you down is him, like you said in Romans 9, man. Same purpose he raised up Pharaoh, he's going to do it to you to bring you down, man. Go ahead.
It says, and the gifts of unjust men are not accepted.
Go ahead.
It says, the Most High is not pleased with the offering of the wicked, neither is he pacified for sin by the multitude of sacrifices.
Go ahead.
Whoso bringeth an offering of the goods of the poor, doeth as one that killeth the son before his father's eyes.
And we all know who that is. And Esau, go ahead. You know?
And it says, the bread of the needy is their life.
The bread of the needy is their life, man. Then he put us in his state, and then he accuses before the Father, man. You know? Go ahead.
He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood.
What is he?
A man of blood.
Right. Like we've been saying, he's a man of blood, man. Right. Real quick, going back to Nahum 3:2, it says the noise of a whip, the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, because his military power. Okay, he's a great power, and he has the power to slay men, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon the corpse because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that set up nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. But through her policies, she set up these things through her witchcraft. Okay, her deceits, her craftiness. Right. Now go to that Job 24.
Job?
Yeah. No, I was like, Job 24.
Job 24, verse 2. Some remove the landmarks. They violently take away flocks and feed thereof. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge.
All these things are contrary to what the Most High set up. Right. That deems ones to actually be living, dealing with the father figure, and dealing with order, dealing with land and sheep and heritage. They took away the land. They took away what true wealth was. They made you bastards. Go ahead.
Verse 4. They turn the needy out of the way.
We just read who the needy is. Right. Go ahead.
The poor of the earth hide themselves together.
Right. We hide ourselves together. Right. Go ahead. Because we see, and that was all by design, man. Okay. It's easy to kill a bunch of niggas that's in one place, man. Go ahead.
Jumping down to 14. The murderer rising with the light.
The murderer rising with the light.
Killeth the poor.
Right.
And needy.
Israel.
And in the night is as a thief.
And is as a thief. Right. Because he's the vagabond and fugitive on the earth. Okay. A man that has no true home. Okay. He's a fugitive because he's a thief. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 15. The eye also of the adulterer waited for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguise his face.
Right, because he hid himself
Okay, he changed his names. Then after he changed his names, he spread his family out to other landmarks. Okay, he took other lands and he dispersed his family here and he called himself a different, like he changed his whole appearance, man, just so that he could be hidden for a certain period of time, man, until the times of dividing times came to fruition. He's been revealed, man. You got it. Right?
Psalms 43 verse 1. Judge me, O power, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. Oh, deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man.
Damn. He said, yeah, can you read that last part again?
Psalms 43 verse 1. Judge me, O power, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. Oh, deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man.
And these are prayers that we should be throwing up for the Lord to deliver us from the unjust man. The unjust man that's in rulership. The one that has authority to say, you eat or you don't eat, right? As much authority as the Lord allows him. Go ahead.
Verse 2. For thou art the power of my strength. Why dost thou cast me off? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? Send out thy light and thy truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me unto thy holy hill and to thy tabernacle. And that's just true, man.
That's true.
So this truth is the access. This is the Lord answering that prayer. You know, allowing us a way back to lead us back.
Yeah, that's Psalms 119 and 105. The commandments is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Right. These things lead us, man, back to salvation.
This is Psalms 25 verse 2. On my power, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. So, you know, like brother brought out, you know, we praying for deliverance against this wicked, deceitful, and unjust nation, which is starting off with the Edomites, Psalm 83, and the nations that are in allegiance with this devil. Verse 3, yeah, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Bible Kasab went up on that precept they there privately. It says, let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. Show me thy ways, O Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Teach me thy path. Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the power of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. So, you know, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI to the left-hand side set this devil as a whooping stick, you know, but it all goes back to the refinement. You know, he's trying us as pure gold, pure silver, precious stones, and precious metals. So while we wait on BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, you know, he deals with balance. So there's a protagonist and an antagonist, good and evil. So while we wait to be redeemed, you know, we pray in hopes that we are delivered from the evil. On a small scale, like our daily afflictions, our bosses and things of that nature, and bigger scales like, you know, Maxine, Marcus, Vanessa, and, you know, the things to come. Yes, what was that?
I got Psalm 37:10.
Yeah, read it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 10. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yeah, man, the Lord, this is why the Lord has to do away with you, man. You know, you're about to be extinct, man. The Lord's going to exterminate you, get your appearance off of the face of the earth forever, man. Go ahead, all right. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. Yeah, because he gonna be gone. Jump to verse 36. Verse 36. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Start at 35. I have seen the wicked in great power, right, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Right. So who is the wicked that's in great power, man? Is it these niggas that fill the jails? You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
We fill the jails like we the wicked, but we ain't got great power. Read that again. God, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
Yeah, because his influence is over the whole planet Earth. You know, you got it.
Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not.
Hey, David say, look, even in that great power, he still passed away.
And it's not.
Meaning he's gone. He's not here. How they say about the dinosaurs? Oh, the dinosaurs extinct. They all gone. We don't know where they at. You know, they poof.
He saw the new fossil. Right.
Calm, beautiful. Calm. Yeah. Yeah, I saw him, but he was not to be found. I think that's it on that.
Right. Where is that in the museum?
Yeah, come
This, yeah, you had you wanted that songs
64.
64 and verse
Verse 5.
40. No, it was 40.
41.
God, this is book of Psalms 49 and verse. I'm gonna start at 10. Actually, it was
Psalm 49. Hey, but some better like 4.
Verse 4. It says, "I will incline my ear to a parable." You still got that precept, right?
Psalm? Yeah, so
He's 49.
I thought, so like, my bad.
It says, "I will incline my ear to a parable. I will open my Well, I'm
Go back to where he was.
yeah. What was a precept that? It was a precept
It
that.
was 10, wasn't it?
Okay, kind. Let me see.
64. I thought that.
For he said that that wise men die like wise the fool, and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? So you remove the landmarks, and then you're gonna call this street America Vespucci. Then this street, you know what I mean? You know,
Right, a landmark would be like if you go to like a Gadite land or and then they got a little statue and like a totem pole, like and they destroying all that shit. Set up they fucking flags and they monuments and shit, man. Now this is it says welcome to America or welcome to this motherfucking place.
he's still not
Yeah, that's a
satisfied.
part of his crime. When he comes someplace where he can stick that flag in there.
Right, and now you want to set a landmark on the Lord.
Hey, what's that? Don't they got a statue of like what's the one statue with all them Jakes? I mean, not
in
Jakes.
New York City.
But they putting the flag down.
God,
Yeah, it is.
There's one over there.
That's a reference to that.
Yeah,
New York.
Okay, yeah,
And it's also on the other side.
yeah. They got all the army dudes putting
Yeah,
the flag
and
in.
that's a Jake, a cool ass Jake for the he was being fortunate to us. But it says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their
They think they're gonna get their new world order.
Right.
They think they're gonna get their transhumanism.
Right.
And be able to exalt humanity past the standard that YAHWASHI set for it in the flesh.
What it say? Lord said He has set their bounds that they cannot pass. Right.
It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like
Esau is in honor right now, but Luke 16:13.
I got you.
It say okay.
Got you.
Luke 16:13. He said he what?
it says, nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beast that perish.
Yeah, he abideth not, meaning he gonna be extinct, man. Go to verse 19.
Verse 19, he shall go to the generation of his fathers, they shall never see light. Man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perish.
Yeah.
Con. Hey, yeah, Con. This is a beautiful precept. Read that real quick. Yeah.
Job chapter 24, verse 16. In the dark they dig through houses. Which Salaki. I started 15. Job 24:15. The eye also of the adulterer waited for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguises his face. In the dark they dig through houses, which they have marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light.
Because in the ancient world you would have bands of robbers, and they would get acquainted and associate themselves with you and your village so they can search out whatever you got. And then at nighttime they would come in and they would smite the city. But it was the ancient custom that if you robbed people like that, you couldn't shed blood when you did it. But if you did shed blood, then it would be known as blood something. But basically that would start a blood feud that could last for generations on. And that's what you see Jake going through right now. Chicago and shit, blood and Christian shit. Yeah, I mean, everywhere Jake at, the curses is on him,
Go ahead, I finish up.
Con. Verse 17, for the morning is to them even as the shadow of death. If one of them, they're in the terrors of the shadow of death. He is swift as the waters. Their portion is cursed in the earth. He beholdeth not the way of the vineyard.
Yeah, he don't hold the way of the vineyard, the truth of Yasha'Allah. Okay, Israel being that vineyard. Was that Isaiah 5? He don't know that he don't know the ways of light, man. So his ways is a shadow of death, meaning what's it say, a vapor, something that goes away. He has no concrete way about him, man. So that's why the Lord's gonna do away with you just like that, man.
And if one know him, he is paraphrasing in the shadow of death, paraphrasing. You know, because now we got this knowledge of who Esau is, and that's pretty harmful.
Yeah,
That man is seen be revealed.
I got it. This is Psalm 64. I'll start at verse 2. I start at the top, honestly. It says, hear my voice, O power, in my in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Yeah, because this devil about to roll on you, man. You know, we in a time of prophecy. We in a time of this devil coming down with great wrath. The military is ready. You know, everything is ready. All they need is one good crisis to kick in your door. You know, all you need is you know, a couple 100,000 people to drop dead from this shot for them to, you know, put you in a concentration camp and lock everything down completely.
And that's going back to what we read in Joel 24. This devil has been diligent. He's been watching, not just from one aspect, the military, the monetary, military, financial. He's been watching. So, still, Psalm 64 and 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows.
Insurrection. Yeah, kind. And he said insurrection. The angry uprisings of the wicked. Them coming in with martial law. That's an insurrection. Yeah. You got it.
God, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
That's those policies, man.
Prosper. Yep. Verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Right, because on a public scale, when they present their policies, they look like it's universal. But the policy really go back to destroying the children of Israel. But that's all said behind closed doors. When they bring it to the light, they present it in a certain way where it seems like it's equitable, it's fair. You know, it's righteous.
That's what we read in First Maccabees. It said to destroy the holy people. That's what it's all about, man. You know?
Good. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately or privately. They say, who shall see them?
Right, and you got a lot of these nurses and doctors that's not taking it, man. The nurses and doctors, they're not drinking the juice.
Yeah, they're not drinking
Why?
that juice.
Because they said that a normal thing has to be clinically tried for 14 years, 10 to 15 years. So here it is, this thing popped up in 2. And if it did pop up in 2, then that means what? They had this thing all planned out. So either way you go, this devil's a devil. Okay? They trying to force you to take something that hasn't been tested. And a brother from Houston, I believe, he put up a video of testimony. He worked in the medical field. He said that he asked one of his higher up doctors about questions about the thing, and they told him like plainly, like, we don't know what the side effects are. We don't know what the long-term effects are. We haven't tested it. This is a new technology, mRNA, which changes your DNA. Okay?
If I can just let's know that. And mRNA, like on the simplistic term, is like a coder because that's break it down simply, that's almost a part of your DNA because RNA stands for ribonucleic acid and DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. So this is all activity that's taking place within your cells. And we learned in Esau's science system that cells, make up the body. Just like how the elect makes up the spiritual temple. So messenger RNA, like say for instance, the example they use in one of the videos, you get a cut. So it's messenger RNA sending the appropriate things to that area so your body starts to heal itself. So this devil is attacking you on a molecular level. So not only is your immune system disintegrating, but the proteins and certain cells that interact with each other in the body to not only help you heal, but like just to regulate certain things in your body, they're tearing them down at a molecular level.
Beautiful. They're able to hack into that. The other question that the brother asked is in nanotechnology. They said, So this nanotechnology, anything that's electric, can be controlled.
Yep.
Can be wired to a certain frequency to perform a certain act.
Yep.
So, like you said, when you get a cut or when that grievous sore come upon you, your body not gonna be able to heal itself.
Yep.
Because Esau is not controlling your DNA. He's not controlling your body's ability to heal itself, man.
And he was doing,
and that's him playing God.
Yep, and he was doing that on the lower level with the metals and your deodorant, your cereals, those different foods. The chemtrails got metal in it. So I did a lesson on that alter vibration. When you turn different amps on different channels, it alters the picture. So all you got to do is that's us that represent the body. So he changing the different frequencies, just making niggas go crazy.
That's what certain music they put on the frequency.
Yeah, exactly.
Trap music they put on the wicked frequencies.
Yep.
So that your stirs up demons in you.
Exactly. I got a quick one, and I got that. Was you done to that?
No.
I got a quick one, and then I got that loop. This is Job 20. Called for it earlier. I don't know what happened. It's Job 20 and 2. Therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, and for this I make haste. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causeth me to answer. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed on the earth, upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Right, because his time is short, man. And he knows that. Okay?
He's realizing that.
He's realizing it.
Before he didn't realize it.
Because the Lord what? Putting those spirits back on everybody, man.
And I mean, he was in the meat. When you in your prime, you're not thinking about retirement.
You're not thinking about the end,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? When it's your rookie season, you in the club popping bottles and the bitches is on you.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about the day when you break your leg and nobody even know your fucking name anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Esau was in that glory stage, but the Lord said, I saw Satan as lightning fall from heaven. So his fall's coming fast, and he's realizing that he's on a decline, and he's like free falling. He's trying to, grab onto the rocks, grab onto the mountain, what I'm saying, onto that cliff to try to preserve his kingdom. But you can't preserve your kingdom because, as you're gonna read, keep reading.
And what they say, like, what's it called, a midlife crisis? When you get a certain age, you try to start to do other stuff you used to do when you was younger and shit. You trying to do random dumb shit that don't make sense. That's Esau. So you're trying to incorporate none of his shit makes sense, but he's doing stuff that you be like, this shit's stupid as fuck. Like, it's making other people research. It's making other people be like, yo, this nigga going off. So that can't do nothing against the truth before the truth. So now you got other people emerging. Then you got other people realizing they Israel. You got other people. I just talked to a lady yesterday in the store, older chick, man. She like, oh, because she said something. She's like, what you a black Hebrew Israelite? She was like, obviously I had to say something. I'm like, ain't no black Hebrew Israelite. She's like, I know, my son keeps saying that. So like she was random as hell, but she watched her. I gave her the Apostles channel and stuff, but it's like the spirit was working with her. It was just random as shit. So like the stuff Esau is doing is causing other things to merge up. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's for destruction or whether it's for salvation. It says Job 20 and 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Gonna be extinct, man.
You're
gonna be extinct, man. That's the reward. That's the heritage of them that know not Yahawah.
Yup. You take a shit in the toilet and you flush it, it's gone. It never comes back. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Right, that's what we just said. That was in Job 24. It said they rebel against the light. They know not the way of light, man.
And Esau, he searched for dinosaurs. He searched for the dinosaurs, but he can never find them. And that's how people gonna search for you, man. People gonna look for a so-called white man. You're not gonna be able to find one, man.
Yep.
You're gonna be able to find a cracker, man.
Yep.
But the dinosaurs is here. The Lord just not allowing you to see it.
Yep.
But nobody's gonna be able to see you because you're not actually gonna be here.
Yep. It says Job 28, he shall fly away as a dream. Shadow. And he shall not be found.
Because it was a dream. It was all a dream.
Yep.
I used to oppress Israel. and put gay shit in the magazine.
Yep.
Because you're a faggot, man.
Yep.
But this dream is, you're going to wake up. And what you're going to woke up to? Some chains.
Yep.
And a member of the elect going to be standing right there with a nice fat ass chain.
Yep.
And that bitch gonna fit so tight, man. Your veins just barely gonna have enough room to get that blood circulated, man.
Yeah. Real quick. Keep quoting. This is Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 16. Because it said he shall not escape.
Psalm 149.
This is Jeremiah 16. In 16, behold, it says, behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them for every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. For my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face.
Yeah, that's when the dream is going to be over. Okay? This dream of the Lord not being a judge in the earth, that's going to be over, man. Okay? This was a fantasy world that the Lord allowed you to, do whatever the fuck you wanted to do in, man. Yeah, that wickedness. He allowed this wickedness to do what it do. But the Lord not the God of wickedness. He's the God of righteousness. Jealousy, what say? Jealousy is Hasatan, paraphrasing.
Envy the devil.
Envy the devil, man. That was a vision that this nigga has in the fucking time. Man. Yep. We're allowed it to play out just so that we can go better.
Yep. For my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. Neither is there iniquity here from my eyes.
Such a man only fears the eyes of man, and know not that the eyes of Yahawah are 10 times brighter than the sun. So you was doing all this wickedness, and you thought that you was getting away with it. So somebody gets Psalms 50. You thought you was getting away with it. You thought that nobody was seeing it because we was all over here in chains, in sackcloth in the field picking cotton. Nobody ain't got any type of power against you. So you thought that what you was doing was just getting swept under the rug. Yep. But the eyes of the Lord are 10 times brighter than the sun, man. Beholding the good and the evil.
It says, and first I will recompense their iniquity, right? Through reparations. And their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of their distasteful and abominable things. And it says, going back to Job 20 and 8.
Psalm 50 and 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such and one as thyself.
Yeah, so you thought the Lord was on your side. You thought, you know what, the Lord is actually dealing with me again. Israel done fucked up. The curses have been fulfilled.
Right.
So the Lord, he's done with Israel. He's dealing with me now. That's why the Lord said in Psalm 58, the elect shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Truly Yahweh is a power that judgeth in the earth. Because the Lord haven't been judging, the Lord been letting you do what you do, man. That's why our people are confused. They don't understand how this is the truth, because wickedness is prospering. The Lord is allowing it to happen for a stumbling block. Read that again.
The Lord said that you should be Jacob is the first, Esau is the end. You know what I'm saying? He poured down Jacob hand first held Esau's heel. He said, what's the beginning, what's the last? So the ones that's wicked has to be ruling. Because we're in the last state. So he has to be that guy. He has to be those people that the Lord identified in the scriptures, man. That's why the people are so fucking confused, because they can't grasp the fact that this much wickedness can exist. So they have to say, well, Jake do wickedness too. No, Jake do wickedness, but they not wicked. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. No, I'm gonna finish that real quick.
Psalms 50 and 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
Right, because these low-level Edomites, they actually got that thought in their head. They actually thought that the Lord was a white boy.
Right.
They was raising their children that way. They was teaching them that shit, and they was growing up believing that shit. And then somebody come along and say, the Lord's a black man. No, he's not. It doesn't matter what he was. But you changed it, though. It didn't matter, but you changed it. We always say, when the police ask for a description and you give them the wrong description, how is that going to help them? How is that going to help them find who they're looking for? You got it.
Well, I will reprove thee and set them in order before my eyes.
And that's what you see. The Lord setting us in order before your eyes, man. Because this is a sign of your demise. Okay? This is a sign of your end. Us being right here, starting with the elders and apostles, great millstone. All right? And us having the correct understanding of these scriptures, who the Gentiles are, who the Israelites are, who the Edomites and the Moabites and the Canaanites are, us having this proper understanding according to the Holy Spirit, according to salvation, that is a sign that your kingdom is ended, man. We read it in Psalms 43, that when the Lord gives us this truth back, it will lead us,
Yeah. Hey, I got two.
What you hold? Yeah, let me just finish this real quick. So Job 20 and 8. He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yeah, he should be chased away as a vision of the night.
Woo.
Like,
Like
yeah.
a daydream, like the
Yeah.
people are like, well, I had a dream, but I don't really remember what happened. That's gonna.
And you know
like,
why?
that's how faint the memory of Esau Edom is gonna be in our minds.
Yeah, and you know why it's gonna be like that? Because it's not everlasting light.
Yeah,
it's not eternity.
It's artificial.
It's like, see, it's been what, 2,000 years? It's been a long time. Esau's ruled for a long time. It ain't been a dream.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? As far as time lived goes, it's been a long time. But compared to Jacob's blessing, compared to what we're about to get, compared to what he's trying to stop us from getting, it's like a dream. That's where the hatred and the envy comes from. Because we're about to inherit something that's incomprehensible. Okay? Never dying.
Like I said, second Ezra, I think 5 or 8, 4, 8 was that the throne is inestimable.
Yep, and you cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come.
Yep. It says, 9, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him.
Yeah, and you still gonna be here. We just gonna have to beat the Moabites a little harder. We're gonna have to beat the Hamites a little harder because your spirit is gonna go into them other nations. Lord not gonna destroy your spirit, but he gonna destroy that appearance, man. Because that appearance represents death. Okay, the man of sin, completely leprous. Lord, we ain't gonna have to walk around and look at that shit after 1,000 years in the kingdom. All we gonna see is all brown skinned individuals.
Yep. It says, man. And this, it's a whole chapter. I had to read this whole chapter.
What you got? What you got? Go ahead.
This book of Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. Because since it's against an evil work is not executed speedily,
Right.
Therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Lord kept silent, man. So your heart, and that dealing with Israel, but you the wicked, your heart, you was born to do evil. You was made for tradition. You know, that's why you're called the son of destruction. You know, you were born of destruction. You know what I'm saying?
Right. As soon as you was born, as soon as you was born speaking lies.
Yeah.
Departed not.
This Proverbs chapter 17 and verse 11. Because like the brother I said, you know, this paraphrase what the brother said, you know,
Ricky saw it.
Truth is coming out.
He said, why can't you let the scriptures? Oh,
He just posted something else.
He said, why can't I imagine when I'm reading this, I'm reading it with a crybaby face. He said, why can't you just let the scriptures interpret the scriptures rather than adding to the word? So let's do that, y'all. Let's do that. So read that Psalm 149. We're not gonna you break this down. You break this down. You tell me what this means. Get Psalms 2. Get Revelation 13 and 10.
Psalms 149, verse 5.
Get Jeremiah 30.
Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds.
Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. I'm not gonna add no commentary to that. Go ahead.
Let the high praises of YAHWASHI be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand.
Oh no. The saints got a two-edged sword. Go ahead.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen.
Hold on, to do what?
To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people.
Keep going.
To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
Well, hold on. I thought JC came back to save everybody. So how is it if he's saving everybody? Who are the bodies that's getting put in chains?
Yeah, I got it.
That means that he's not coming for everybody. He's coming for certain bodies. Okay,
right? Because he said, "I was not sent for the lost sheep of the house of Israel."
Right.
I got a quick one.
Yeah.
It's like this is Isaiah 60 and 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
He smote Israel. In his favor he had mercy on Israel.
And the kings, he said, shall minister, meaning serve. Minister means to serve. He said,
that's too much commentary.
I know.
It's too much transparency.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
So wait, how is the resources and the anything that's valuable of the other nations, why is that going to be brought to Israel? What are they going to have that's valuable?
what type of what resources are they gonna have other than that what Israel gives them?
Yep.
After they already gave it to Israel.
Yep. And that their kings may be brought, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Everybody.
That's
right?
the kingdom of heaven.
Right? That's Christianity's favorite word. Everybody, all people, right?
Yep.
Everything that we're reading, it's clear that it's not dealing with everybody. Read that, finish that up.
Psalm 149, verse 9. To execute upon them the judgment written, dishonor have all his saints.
Woo!
Praise ye Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI.
So that honor is for the saints. That's an honor because that's going to be given at a future time, at a time to come. Revelation 13. Revelation 13.
This book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse.
Remember, he used that word saints. They going to be the ones to put the kings, to bind their kings in chains, their nobles in fetters of iron.
Verse 7. And it says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations, and all that dwell upon the earth.
Now, Christianity gonna tell you that beast is talking about the spiritual demon Satan. They're not talking about Satan. It's talking about the so-called white man and his power structure. Okay, but just pretend like I never said that. Just read this. Let's hear what the scriptures got to say on their own. Right? Go ahead.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not
Do
written.
everybody on the earth worship Satan? Do everybody on the earth worship Satan right now? Do you see people going through church saying, I'm about to go worship Satan today? No, man. That's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, man. Read that again, man.
And it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life, of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right. Is that not the same thing that it said in Psalm 149? Is that not the same thing? Read that again.
It says, he that leadeth into captivity.
Where you reading?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10.
Oh, okay, New Testament. Okay.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So we would like G22 Ministries to put out a video going into Psalms 149, Revelation 13, 9 and 10. We need breakdowns on that because, you know, we're sincere believers and we need to know what this means.
You gotta say that right.
We need to know what this means. Go ahead.
You said keep catching the shell, but just it's a different
Book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Must.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right. Yep. Jeremiah 30. 16.
Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Let me keep going.
Read it one more time.
Jeremiah 30 and 6. Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
Now, was Jeremiah before or after King David? Was Jeremiah before or after the house of David? This is the question that you should be asking yourself to know whether or not the scripture has been fulfilled already. Okay? This has not been fulfilled. Jeremiah was after King David. He was in Babylonian captivity, okay? So this is a future prophecy that all the nations that enslaved Israel's gonna have them in slavery. Now, did Israel ever have any nations in slavery after Jeremiah?
Right.
No, that's about to happen. Okay? Got it.
Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
So the Lord is about, the Lord is about all inclusion when it comes to judgments, but each nation has a specific judgment for themselves.
Right. It said,
and I just want to read a precept real quick in Revelation 22 to prove that what we read in Revelation 13, which was a precept in Psalms 149, that's a future prophecy about he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Now I know you're gonna have a G22, whatever the fucking shit is, I know you're gonna have an Edomite jump up and say, well, that was already fulfilled, that was already fulfilled. But it's Revelation 22:6, and he said unto me, these sayings are faithful and true. And the Lord, the Most High of the holy prophets, sent his angel to show unto his servant the things which must shortly be done. So these things must shortly be done. Future context, okay? Future context. Everything we read in Revelation about the mark of the beast, that's for future context. That's something that must shortly be done. Okay? It's not talking about, oh, yeah, you had the mark. Daniel took the mark. And Solomon had the mark. And Paul had it. No, man. These things must shortly be done. Okay?
Yeah, we read. When Jeremiah 30:24 said, "In the latter days, you should consider it." I'm might as well get that verse when I'm done with this. Let me finish this out. It says, "Shall be devoured. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey."
Now, how do you break that down? See, it's not an issue when it's you got the Blue Letter Bible, you got all these different commentaries. There's no problem with their commentary, but as soon as we put our commentary on the shit, it's an issue. Why is that? When all of our commentary, we back up our commentary with precepts to improve our commentary. Can't say the same for you guys though, but it's an issue though. It's an issue with us. Galatians 4:16, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth, which the world cannot receive? So if you can't receive this, you must be of the world. You got it, bro.
Come on. It says, I'm gonna jump down. We read it earlier, but I don't think we finished it. Jeremiah 30:24. The fierce anger of YAHWASHI YAHWASHI shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days, you shall consider it.
Yeah, in the latter days, you're gonna consider it. These things are for the end. 2nd Ezra 6:9, I've been quoting it all day. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, man. So who gonna be ruling when Yahushua get back? Isaiah 63. Who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Bozer? Okay, the Lord coming back to meet Esau, Edom. Now, let's just say hypothetically, in a perfect Edomite world, white people aren't the Edomites. It don't matter. The Lord's still coming back for the Edomites. It say what it say. So you can say, I don't believe I'm an Edomite. That's cool. We respect that. But at the end of the day, the Lord come back to destroy Esau, Edom, and put all the other nations in captivity under his people Israel, whom he have redeemed by the blood of his son, Yahawashi Mashiach.
It's book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Then he shall run to and fro, and thou shalt be increased. Actually,
It's like 10, I think.
yeah, kind of. Verse 9 says, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. And he shall be purified and made white and tried.
That is it.
Okay. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly,
Right.
and none of the wicked shall understand.
See, so you can't get it. It's written plainly, my ways are plain unto the holy, stumbling blocks unto the wicked. These things, Habakkuk 2, writing it plain upon tables. It say what it say. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Why do you guys think that means that you're gonna? Because that's what it say. How you gonna? The Lord said, "He that taketh away from this book and added to this book, him shall be added the plagues of eternal fire." So if it say that he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, that's what it means. And that's coming from the words of who you call Jesus. But you people don't believe Jesus, man. You believe Jesus when he turned his back to your wickedness. That's when you believe in Jesus.
Yep.
But as soon as you got to repent and live according to the heavenly way, that's an issue.
Yep.
So the scriptures say there's a recompense for wickedness on the earth. That's an issue. Ecclesiastes 3:16. This is the place of judgment. When the Lord brings this judgment of putting nations in chains, he's not putting nobody in chains in the clouds. He gonna put them in chains on the earth.
Yep.
Revelation 5 and 9. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
The earth. The place under the sun is the earth, man.
Right.
Go ahead, all right.
That wickedness was there.
That what?
That wickedness was there.
So it's gotta be a judgment here. If wickedness is here, it gotta be a judgment here. This is the place of judgment. We just had a team football star in Atlanta, and he got crushed in the elevator, man. He got crushed in the elevator in front of other people, traumatizing them. This is the king of terrors we dealing with.
Yep.
You know, Jay was power in the air. They said it was like 16 kids in the elevator. They're on football players, so you know they big. The elevator got a capacity, man. But you know, our people, they don't use their mind, man. They don't use, ultimately, that was just judgment. It was that time.
Yep.
And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. That wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
So this is the place of judgment. The Lord has to play out that judgment on the planet Earth. You know? Go ahead, Revelation.
This book of Revelation, the 5 and verse 9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to YAHAWASHI by the blood.
And this how the elders and apostles was able to receive this 100% doctrine, because Yahawashi shed his blood and broke the seals. So now we have access to the true doctrine. Now we have access to the truth, which is upsetting these other nations.
Because how else we gonna teach men in all wisdom, as the scriptures say? We teach men in all wisdom, in full spirit, man, in truth. Sanctify them by thy truth. Thy word is truth. Go ahead,
And it says, and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to Yahweh by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
Yeah, by thy blood, by Yahawashi's blood, out of every tongue and kindred and nation. Because Israel is scattered amongst all these other nations. This is why the gospel was preached amongst all the nations in the first place. It wasn't for the sake of the nations, it was for the sake of Israel. Jeremiah 50, my people have been lost sheep. You know, their shepherds have caused them to go astray. James 1 and 1, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad.
Isaiah 5:13, enlarged herself. You know what I'm saying? Our captivity has got greater and we got dispersed. So it's all over the world. Yeah, you go to that word, dispersed. Where is that in the man? I'll go to the dispersed amongst the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles. Anybody know what that said? I ain't got my phone. You start dispersed. Diaspora. Yeah, because that word in the Greek is diaspora. Okay, in John 7 and 35, then Yahawashi said, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go? That we shall not find him. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? That's plain, man. The dispersed among the Gentiles, those are the dispersed Israelites. And teach the Gentiles. Those Gentiles are those Israelites that were dispersed among the Gentiles, man. Dispersed among the Gentiles. Let me read that again. St. John 7 and 35. Then said the
Jews among themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? So that we go to dispersed among the Gentiles, man. The dispersed Israelites among the Gentiles and teach the Israelites. It's like the dispersed Gentiles among the dispersed Israelites among the Gentiles, teach the Israelites. James 1 and 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Yahawashi Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting. So James wrote his epistle to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. All the apostles were on one accord. Okay? That they all speak the same thing. So James is writing to the 12 tribes. Guess what? Corinthians is to the 12 tribes. Peter is writing to the 12 tribes. The book of Ephesians is writing to the 12 tribes.
Brethren. It will start off with brethren. Let your ears hear. Brethren this, brethren that.
Yep. And we're not brethren with everybody. The woman at the well told you that. The Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Because we not brothers. But y'all skip over all these details to create your own gospel so you can make all that moolah, man.
Get men following you, you know, versus the Lord, man.
Revelation 5 and verse 10.
Acts 5.
It has made us unto our power kings and priests and we shall reign on the earth.
Read it again.
It says, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
So they gonna reign on the earth. So when we read Psalms 149 about those chains, the elect gonna get them chains on the earth, and they're gonna reign on the earth. They're gonna reign over these other nations. Oh, Isaiah 14, they're gonna rule over their oppressors.
Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land.
Yeah, the Lord's gonna choose Israel. Tell you the same thing in Jeremiah 34.
And Israel have not been set in their own land yet, because if that was the case, then there wouldn't be no war. Continuing on, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Y'all appreciate
it. Jeremiah 31:1. At the same time, saith Yahawah, will I be the God of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. See?
I got one real quick. Yeah, this is Isaiah 61. I'm gonna just go right to the point. I'm gonna start at Isaiah 61, and I'm gonna start at the top. The Spirit of the Lord, the Most High Power, YAHWASHI, is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty, meaning freedom, to the captives, the opening of the prisons to them that are bound. You read that in Isaiah 14. You know, he shut up the prisons. It says, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. That's the topic. That's the context. To give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness.
Oh, no, that's a spiritual. That's a spiritual Zion. Spiritual Zion, though. Spiritual Zion. Spiritual Israel.
God. It says the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. And they shall build the old waste. They shall raise up the former desolations. And they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks.
So if that's spiritual Zion, then who is the spiritual stranger?
Right.
That's gonna be the servants,
right?
The slaves.
It says, and strangers shall feed your flocks. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks.
They don't sit.
Right.
Just like they don't let you sit at the job. You
right.
Stand up all day.
Right.
You can't get a chair. You can't even get a cushy mat.
Right.
Ain't gonna be no sitting down for you, eat.
Right. And when you stand, you're at a still. You're at a that's like a foundation. You know what I mean? When you stand, you know what I'm saying, that like you have intent towards the object that you know what I'm saying, you're dealing with. So feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. But ye shall be named, it says, but ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Because the brother read that.
They gonna be doing what they doing. We gonna be the priests of the Lord.
Yup. Men shall call you the ministers of our power, and ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
Yeah, and Israel was that nation that was covered in shame. Tells you that our nation was covered in shame. But then it tells you in Zephaniah that we shall get praise and fame in all the lands where we were put to shame. So that's only dealing with the Israelites, man. This is Romans 9 and verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. You know, ain't no spiritual Israelites, man. This thing is according to the flesh. It's according to the lineage.
Right.
And the lineage is based upon the spirit. Okay, we're not looking at records. We don't have a record. You know, every black Hebrew Israelite, as they call us, really the Hebrew Israelites.
Right, we reckon by genealogy. We don't have the records that we once kept, man. The Lord destroyed all that for a reason.
Right. So we're gonna be scattered.
Yeah.
It says, verse 3. Well, I could wish, Romans 9 and 3. Well, I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. It says, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the servants of God and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom as concerning the flesh, Yahawashi came, who is over all, the Most High blessed forever. Amen.
Oh shit.
So, hey, Yahawashi came for those according to the flesh.
According to the flesh. Get that in Hebrews 2 real quick. It's real quick. It said, but it behooved him to be made like to his brethren.
Right.
The brother said, according to the flesh that he just read.
And we just read it. The brethren are the Israelites.
Right.
Hebrews chapter 2, verse.
Hey, I just don't get it though. Nobody goes up to the Christians and say, "Why do you guys interpret the scriptures? Why can't you just read it? Let it, just read it by itself and don't say."
It's like the last
commentary. Like, what sense would that make? You know what I'm saying? That's like me speaking Hebrew and not interpreting what I say.
That's in the scriptures.
Right.
Speak unto us food word.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood,
Right, the children, the sons of God, man. Go ahead.
he also himself likewise took part of the same.
That's why he came in the same, man. Because that's the image we was in or in. He has to save us from this image now, man. Which he did. Okay? But it's just a process of time till all things are fulfilled. Go ahead.
That through death he might destroy him that had power of death.
Well, that's separation. He came in a certain formation to destroy the one that has power of that formation. So that's a separation that is not everybody. Go ahead.
As blocking through the spirit, he leveled the playing field. Because it's apparent, in Corinthians in particular, that Yahawashi is over man, but he came in the form of man to conquer our one of our biggest enemies, which is death.
1 Corinthians 15.
It says that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death, us, were all their lifetime subject to bondage.
Right.
Subject to bondage. Go to Galatians 4:3.
I got you. Go ahead.
Read the last verse again.
Hebrews chapter 2, verse 15, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage.
This is Galatians. And get that. What's that? Baruch? What's that? 3 or 4? He said, yeah, I'm gonna get that real quick. What you want? Galatians 4 what? 3. Galatians 4 and 3. Even so, when we were children, were in bondage under.
When we'll read that again. It said that we use that word bondage right here.
Right. It says, Galatians 4 and 3. Even so, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world, right? But when the fullness of the time was come, the Most High Power sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons.
Yeah, so the adoption is for Israel, man.
Yeah, come on.
And the Lord came to redeem them that were under the law. And we know who was given the law. Psalm 147, verse 19.
Yeah, come on.
No matter where you go in these scriptures, guess what? It's not for the whole world. No matter where you go, no matter what verse you read. We can read John 3:16. And it's still going to say that the Lord is coming to save Israel. You know why? Because you never read John 3:14.
Yep. This is, real quick, this is Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power.
Yeah, so
Hear Israel.
We catch hell according to our works in our previous lives.
And it's 9, it says, hear Israel, the commandments of life, give ear to understanding.
Yep, and it's just certain spirits that's going to come back to the Lord to endure these punishments.
I gotta read the next one. Yeah, it says, verse 10, how happeneth, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead, that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave.
Yeah, we defiled with the dead. It could tell you that in the book of Revelation, that the dead shall not live again till the years were expired. But that's the other Israelites and the heathen nations. They're not gonna be able to do anything until that 1,000 years. You know, the time here, they're gonna get their own land back, and they're gonna get to go to their respective areas of the earth.
And got your precept. You want to finish that?
Real quick, because like the brother said, we were scattered amongst them. That's the book of Tobit, chapter 13 and verse 3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them.
So we were scattered among Gentiles.
Book of Acts, 5th chapter, 29 verse. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey YAHWASHI rather than man.
So yeah, that's it. That's it, man. You know, we've been reading the scriptures, trying not to give much commentary to it because it's a lot of the things in the scriptures are self-explanatory, but the world chooses to ignore them for their
vainglory.
Yeah, you know, for vainglory and various other reasons, just being deceitful, filthy lucre's sake.
Yep.
You know, their emotions, the love for a father or a mother or a sister or a brother,
Right.
which you should not have over the love of Yahawashi.
Not
Show me your way to see love. You gotta keep continuing on that.
Book of Acts, 5th chapter, chapter 30. The God of our fathers raised up YAHWASHI, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree.
So the Messiah was hanged on a tree, and then now in America, we're known for getting hanged on trees. When you go to the book of Galatians, chapter 3, verse 13, it tells you that cursed is every man that hangeth on a tree. So we the Israelites, man, we're that cursed nation of YAHWASHI. But that cursed nation is going to become the blessed nation also.
Yeah, it said the power of our fathers has raised up YAHWASHI. Linking it.
Possessive pronoun.
Yep.
I know, Ricky, you know about possessive pronouns, don't you? You know what that means, right? This your language, ain't it? It ain't like we try to teach you Hebrew. We using English, brother. Go ahead, man.
Him hath Yahweh exalted with his right hand.
Set him up on the right hand of himself, Yahweh. After he died in his flesh and conquered the flesh. That was him going through that glorification state.
Yeah, he said he got the keys to heaven and hell. He conquered, first man, he the first of his kind. So to conquer that state.
Yeah, because before Yahawashi died, the angels didn't worship him. He got glorified and put into that estate after he did what he did on the earth for the nation of Israel. The Lord exalted him above every name, above every angel. That's why it was a great accomplishment when he did in the flesh, because he knew if he could accomplish this, he would be glorified. And we know if we can accomplish this, if we can conquer this flesh, we're going to be glorified the same way. That's the parallel between Yahawashi's walk and our walk. Okay, our glorification comes after this suffering.
God. And okay. Him that Yahweh exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel.
Yeah, repentance is for Israel, man.
Right. And forgiveness of sin.
And forgiveness of sins, man.
Forgiveness of sins, that's for Israel.
And we are his witnesses of these things.
Hold on, they had witnesses though. God. See, people will skip over that. This is not just something that the Lord just. No, he made sure that he had witnesses to write it down, to give a visual, to give an understand. You have people hear this, man. Everything has to be established by 2 or 3 witnesses, man. Go ahead, all right.
And to give and forgiveness of sins, and we are his witnesses of these things.
Right.
And so is also the HAQADASH, whom Yahweh have given to them that obey him. When they are heard that they were cut to the heart and took counsel.
Hold on, when they heard that they were cut to the heart. Why was they cut to the heart? Read that again.
Right. If what he said was wrong, I mean, if anything he said wasn't wrong, I mean, what you know what I'm saying? Like, why would they cut to the heart if what he said wasn't, you know what I'm saying, true?
Because they was exalting Yahawashi.
Yeah.
You got a lot of guys in Israel that don't like exaltation of Yahawashi.
Yeah.
That's when they get cut to the heart. That's when they get mad. They got to go into the scripture and figure out a way to cut what you're saying. Because no, David is not going to be there. No, Yahawashi is not to be worshipped. What is wrong with you? You niggas is fucking with the wrong men. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You come at any, I see you go at Judas. You know, Judas ain't there, man. You know what I'm saying? He messed up. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. What y'all coming at David and Yahawashi? What you got a problem with David and Yahawashi?
Are you crazy? Are you bugged, man? You bugged out, man. Bugged out. David was a man after the Most High's own heart, man.
And he's gonna sit on his throne. It's the throne of David.
Yeah, he was.
How the hell somebody else gonna sit on the throne of David?
Yeah, he was the first king of Israel, man.
Throne of John Yah, but I'm gonna sit here. The seat got your name on it, but you're not gonna sit on it though. Fuck is wrong with Sakari, man? You niggas is done, bro. Go ahead, man.
God. Then stood there up one in the council.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it goes on to they beat the disciples. They
Right.
beat Peter and them.
Right.
Because they were pushing Yahawashi, and they were pushing that Yahawashi died for the whole nation, for the sins of the nation. Because the Pharisees are so caught up on the sins of the Israelites, man, that they wasn't good enough to be in their presence.
Go ahead, brother.
Hebrews chapter 2, verse 16.
Hey, when you in kindergarten, how you know where to sit at?
Your name on the seat.
Your name right there, man. It say Yahawashi right there on the throne, man. But he ain't gonna sit there. You got it, man. I just had to say that. It's elementary, man. This stuff is elementary. Literally.
That was a beautiful example. Hebrews chapter 2,
On
verse
earth as
16.
it is in heaven.
Hebrews chapter 2, verse 16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels,
Right.
but he took on him the seed of Abraham.
So, no, he wasn't born of an angel. His biological father was not an angel. Okay? That's not how it went down. He took on him the seed of Abraham, meaning he came in the lineage of man.
Yeah, and then it also said, I think you read it, or it's a couple verses up. It says he was made lower than the angels.
Yeah,
that's in the same chapter.
That's in the same chapter. It's just a little it's further up.
Yeah, because he said meaning he was made lower than the angels, meaning he came in the flesh, meaning he under, you know what I'm saying?
So how could he be an angel? How could he be born of an angel if he was made lower?
Exactly, bro. Like these people was bugged, man. That's the point I was making. Go ahead. All right.
Verse 17. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest and things pertaining to the heavenly Father, to make reconciliation.
To bring back something you once knew. A friendship. You only could bring back a friendship that
And
you
that's
once
why
had.
they got all these different translations for the scripture, man. Because of words like this. You know what I'm saying? They see words like that, reconciliation. NIV. What is the NIV? ESV. XYZ. You know, they got all these they got the XYZ translation.
You know? It says to make reconciliation for the sins of the people.
For the sins of the people. We just read that in Acts 5. He died for the sins of Israel. Go ahead.
For in that he himself has suffered being tempted, he is able to secure them that are tempted.
Yeah, secure means to help. He's able to succor us, which means he's able to help us that are tempted. He helps us when we are tempted. You know, because we're in the hour of temptation. Okay? Where the draconian measures are about to get more intense.
Yeah, they're using those words in the media.
Right.
You know, we're at that time, man.
You should know what time it is, man. You know, Matthew 16. You know when it's gonna be a nice day. You can go out and ride your bike. You can go. You know when it's day to go to the beach. You know when it's about to rain, bring all the kids in the house. You know, but you don't know when prophecy is being fulfilled in front of your eyes, and the Lord, Yahawashi, is on his way.
Matthew 24. Got the whole Bible, man.
Yeah, so it happened unto them, man. You know that blindness has been done partly in Israel. You know, unto this day. You know, anybody got anything else?
You good?
I was thinking that you can have to turn the time.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. You can read the close out with that. I think it's Matthew 16.
Generation of Bibles. You hypocrites.
Yeah, because these other camps, they so into their life, and they entangled with the world.
Yeah,
say no man entangle himself with they entangled with the affairs of this life. Dude got a reality show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, I watched the first episode, man.
Oh, it actually ended come out already?
Yeah, well, he put out an episode on the YouTube channel.
Okay, come on.
And you know how that nigga works. He said to get all the other episodes, you gotta pay for the network and shit, but he gonna give you the first one for free. Man, the first episode is basically him trying to justify the whole Passover thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, him trying to explain his way. You know, I mean, he took responsibility, but it's like he's trying to, like, you know, show the behind the scenes of what really went down, our intentions, and it's madness. It's just a bunch of madness, man, vanity. You know, it's really unnecessary. I really don't understand the point of having a quote unquote reality show, because it's really shitty. It's low quality too. It sucks. But you know,
and then you said the entanglement of the world. Entanglement is like a braid, intertwined, man. You're locked in, man. You're connected to each other, man. Each strand.
You're making all these commitments.
Yep.
We at the end of this thing, you making all these new commitments.
Yep.
I'm committed to this business. I got a new business. I got a new reality TV show. You know, we opening up. Lord willing, we opened up 10 schools this year. We open up one in Philly, one in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you're doing too much, man.
Yep.
There's a school right here on the highways and byways, man.
Yep.
But you trying to, you know, you just trying to be mighty. You know, it's not mighty, but they call them super bruisers, man. You know,
they trying to establish their own righteousness. Romans 10:3, man.
It's the book of Matthew chapter 16 verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would shew them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, I will be fair weather. It will be fair weather, for the sky is red.
And our people, they want a sign. They see, because we don't have no signs for them. That's why they don't listen to us.
They see us as regular men.
Yeah, we don't have no Bugattis. We don't have no private jets. We don't have no $300 suits. We don't have no Gucci glasses.
What showed you they coming instead of like the wicked Pharisees? Because they wanted the sign of the Messiah to be this glorious. No, he came in a vibration that he came in to save your dumb ass from the thing that you thought you wasn't a part of, which is captivity, subjections,
right. And if you read the scriptures, you will know that they that wear soft raiment are in the king's house. They take the bag. Yep. They that wear soft raiment, they in the hand of the elite of the system.
It says, he answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red, and in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? You know, it says, "O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?" Because, and the signs of the times are spiritual, man. You know, that's why, you know, you can't discern them. You know, that's in the scriptures. You know, perfect paraphrase it. These things are spiritually discerned. Perfect paraphrase.
Yeah, and they can't discern it, man. You know, I'm talking to people out working shit, saying like, yo, what would you do if what'd you do if the purge broke out? You know what I'm saying? You know, women. I'm gonna go high here. I'm gonna just high. I said, how you gonna eat? Well, I said, what you around the food? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I said, out of the 10 minutes we've been talking about this, I said, it never once clicked in your mind that you're gonna go to a big, strong man. Right. I said, that's what's wrong with you women, man. You actually think that you out here on your own and you could do it on your own, man. They don't, you know what I'm saying? A real one would be like, I'm gonna go to my daddy. My daddy gonna, my daddy gonna protect me. My brothers, you know what I'm saying? These bitches, man, these delusional hoes, man. Oh, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna, I know karate. I can. Oh, yeah. I said, this shit really about to happen. I said, I'm not having these. I said, this shit really about to happen, man. I said, you need to prepare for this shit. I said, what you doing? Ain't no food out here. Well, I'm gonna die. She's like, I'm be honest. I know I'm gonna die. When the world ends, I know I'm gonna die. I said, or you could prepare. So how do I prepare?
Yeah, I hear that from you.
I said, she is coming. I said, everything's about to happen is coming from the Lord. I said, so what you should do? What should you do to prepare?
They have no clue, man.
I said, if the Lord is bringing this, what should you do? Why it don't click in your mind to get right with the Lord? Can you not discern the signs of the times? I'm not gonna give you the answers. I'm that type of dude. I'm not gonna give you. I'm gonna throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna paint the picture.
You know what I'm saying? And you supposed to tell me what the picture is a picture of, man. If you can't see what the picture is, I'm not gonna write this is a picture of a tree. You're supposed to be able to see that, man. You're supposed to be able to discern, man. You know? Is that's you got something else?
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
Book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 24. And then Yahawashi said unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me.
That's how. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you prepare, man. Yep. Deny yourself, man.
Right. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. Right. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Yep. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
All my coworkers, they say they're not gonna take the thing. They all say that. I said, what you gonna do when every job required? Yep. No. I said, well, I hope you keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Shit, a man that's it's one thing to not know, like to really not know, like we don't know what time the father coming back and stuff like. But when you're unsure, it's a wrap for you, man. You know, like in terms of like what you gonna do when, like, man,
wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. They don't got the wisdom, and they're not trying to hear about the wisdom. You know, you tell a couple people, like, yeah, I got a YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? We can teach the Bible, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And every time they see you, they want to know some info. What you got for me? You know, what you got today? You know what I'm saying? So, nigga, when is you gonna take some time to go on the channel yourself? And, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to have this conversation with you at work because you should be at home watching all the videos, man. But that's how you know Jake don't want this, man. You know, it's not for them. It's for the elect of the nation of Israel. You know, so rolling this edifying. You know, we're gonna turn to the east, give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahawah,
BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. And again, Yahawah is a true, holy, and powerful name whom the world inwardly calls God. And Yahawashi is the name of the only begotten Son, the world inwardly called Jesus Christ. BAHASHAM means in the name, and the HAQADASH is the Holy Spirit, which gives us the inspiration to come out here and prophesy the downfall of American Babylon the Great. The Lord, when this lesson was edifying to remember the Lord's elect. All right, call me Asherah.
Shalom. Bible.